Hello and good afternoon, or whatever time of day it is at the place that you're watching. It's time for day 24 of Advent of Code. Nearly at the end of the journey, and it's been quite the ride. I'm almost caught up. There's only one part 2 that I still need to do to make sure that we get all 50 this year. So I will see after this one if I can also do that one. Probably not on stream, but yeah. My wife is not feeling too great, so I have to spend some time at home to make sure everything is okay. Sunko Software says good morning, and good morning to you too. Nice to have you on the stream. So yeah, I think we should jump in and start reading day 24. Never tell me the odds. It seems like something is going wrong with the snowmaking process. Instead of forming snow, the water that's been absorbed into the air seems to be forming hail. Maybe there's something you can do to break up the hailstones. Due to strong, probably magical winds, the hailstones are all flying through the air in perfect linear trajectories. To make a note of each hailstone's position and velocity, your puzzle input. You make note of each, okay? For example, 19, 13, 30 at -2, 1, -2. Okay. Each line of text corresponds to the position and velocity of a single hailstone. The position indicates where the hailstones are right now at time 0. The velocities are constant and indicate exactly how far each hailstone will move in 1 nanosecond, okay? That's a very small fraction of time, so these are probably faster than light hailstones or something. Let me see. Each line of text uses the format px, py, pz, so we're in 3D again. Okay, so it's an XYZ with a speed in XYZ as well. Luckily, the thing that I did a few days ago uses and can use that perfectly well. For instance, the hailstone specified at 20, 19, 15 at that has an initial x position of 20, y position of 19 and z position of 15, x velocity 1, y velocity -5 and z velocity -3. After 1 nanosecond the hailstone would be at blah. Sure. Perhaps you won't have to do anything. How likely are the hailstones to collide with each other and smash into tiny ice crystals? Okay. Cool. To estimate this, consider only the x and y axis. Ignore the z axis. Okay. Looking forward in time, how many of the hailstones' paths will intersect within a test area? The hailstones themselves don't have to collide, just test for intersections between paths they will trace. Okay. In this example, look for the intersections that happen with each x and y position, at least 7 and at most 27. Okay. In your actual data, you'll need to check a much larger test area. Comparing all pairs of hailstones, future paths produces the following results. Okay. A, B, they will cross inside the test area there. Okay. Basically what you can see is like this one is lower and it increments, this one is higher and it decrements. Like if the distance, the difference between these two would ever form a path, you'll know that they'll intersect at some point. So this one starts ahead but shrinks faster, so they will also intersect. So just looking at these relative numbers, you will be able to determine that they will collide, not where, but that they will. Outside the testing areas, sure, I believe all of that. So in this example, 2 hailstones future paths cross inside the boundaries of the test area. However, you'll need to search a much larger test area if you want to see if any hailstones might collide. Look for intersections that happen with an x and y position, at least blah and blah. Okay. Wait, what? With an intersection, okay. So that the ranges are between these. Disregard the z-axis entirely, okay. Considering only X and Y, okay. Funky, but I think we can do this. Let's clone day 0 and make it into day 24. It's a fun problem, but I don't know. Yeah. I don't see the difficulty yet, but that might happen soon. Let's make everything bigger. Our test input is this. Bum, 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 bum. Bum, bum, bum. So input dot two lines like this. And then we do select x, x dot split by, and this one will be like this. As, and this one will be, the first one will be blah, x dot as int 32s. Is this enumerable? No, it will already be a list, so that is fine. And then we do this again, and now we have it parsed. Var hailstones is this. Cool, so list of int. Now what we need to do is actually convert them to our location 3D thing. So let me see. Are you in the holiday spirit, Sunco Software? Are you looking forward? Do you have a few days off now? As value tuple 3 in this case, and then we want to make sure that we have yes, very much. And Amarte is here as well. Good morning. Well, afternoon already for me, but yeah, good morning to you. And Sanko Software says yes, very much looking forward to having some time off. I only have a 3-day weekend. Ah, that's rough. My kids have 2 weeks of holiday, so they're looking forward to get some relaxing time. But my wife is pretty sick. She has a bad fever and like constantly shivering and everything aches. And I'm afraid that we will all get that in time. And it's been like 3 or 4 days already, so I'm not looking forward to that. But I'm already starting to feel something, so yeah. Usually it's like once the pressure of everything drops off, then something that has been brewing takes over and you get sick, and then yeah. So I can just see it now that like for the holiday we're all bedridden for like a week at least. So yeah, not looking forward to that. So let's hope that my immune system is strong enough, but usually when they get sick, I get sick. So. So what I want to do is cast this as my grid 3D thing, and I actually can't remember the name. Let me go back to, where's my grid? Did I close it? Yes, I did. It's a location 3D. And I have a constructor for it like this. And I wonder if I can also take an IEnumerable here. Bum, 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 bum. I think I can just actually make a I think let me just do that. I can do a public static location 3D from value tuple, and I do it like this, and then I do value tuple value, come on, value to int like this, values, and then I can do new this, and this will be values at item 1, values at item 2, values at item 3. Okay, so let's go back to day 24. And now I can do... Hopefully your wife feels better. So yeah, I hope so too, but it's been a few days and it's pretty rough. So your wife is also sick. I'm sorry to hear that. Location 3D dot I wonder if I can just make also a constructor like this and do it like this, but then I would need to have a special constructor. Let me just do it like this. I will just make a constructor that accepts a list of int as well. Let me see. Public location 3D, and this is list int xyz. If xyz dot count null. If this one not equal to 3, throw new argument exception. You need to pass in a list with 3 values x, y, this name of x, name of y, name of Z, specifying XYZ in this order. Cool. Okay. Otherwise, I can do X is XYZ. Actually, I can do XYZ is XYZ dot as value to 3. This is my deconstructor. And now I need to have the attribute there that says I satisfy all the things. Here, sets all required members, like this. Would accept that. This is annoying. So this means that I need to change this into public like this, get set. I basically get init actually. Public int z, get init like this, and now it's fine. And now I can also make the constructor as it was before with xyz. Int x, int y, int z. Make sure that I satisfy those. X is x, y is y, z is z. Okay. Constructor declared a record parameter list. Okay, I need to remove this one. This one will satisfy all of this. Let me rebuild it now so that I can change these to uppercase. One failed. Let me see, exception settings, error list. I forgot something here. Yes, like this. Boom. Let's rebuild. Oh, it's fine. I'm gonna leave it like this. So now we have, this will be a list of, and I can do explicit, and now I can name them. So I can call this location will be start position, and this one will be velocity. Okay. And now I want to do that given a pair of these, will they ever intersect? And I also want to do that on the grid actually. Do I want to have a new object for this? So I could do record. Moving object. basically. This will be a location 3D start position, just position, and location 3D velocity, like this, right? And I can probably have some stuff here that makes that even better. And since I want to do some parsing here, I probably just need to define these as parameters as well. Get set, and then this one needs to be init, public, and in this case, since I might want to have, is location 3D something you wrote, or is it from the, it's something I wrote. So after all of this is done, I will try to make a repository with all the stuff that I did. Like a few days, like I think a week ago, I went and written all sorts of stuff to help me with all these things. So I have a direction, enum, which is no longer used, I think. This brick thing, this was for XYZ. Location 3D, which basically is just something with like a vector 3. If you're familiar with game programming. And Luke says hi, good morning Luke, or good afternoon Luke, nice to have you here. This one is just a record with an XYZ, so a position in 3D, and it has all sorts of helper functions. So you can combine them with plus or minus, and probably also the multiplication. I will need to do that in a bit. I've done this for 2D and I have all sorts of operators there. I will probably need to make sure that I do that as well. And I have all sorts of helpers that I've used so far, like to take 2 points, and basically if you have like a from and to point in 3D space, every individual pair is just a length, right? It's like a range. So if you want to have the values always sorted from smaller to bigger, you can take each individual pair and change them, and it should be fine. So I have all sorts of helpers here just to make life easier. And then I have a grid object, which is basically just a bounce checking thing and lets you walk. So this one has rows and columns, which gets defined from probably your input. Just a simple size property that combines the two to tell you how many sectors there are in there. A simple helper to get walkable neighbors. That means I'm at point A, give me all the ones in direct connection. So I don't have diagonals in here because I haven't had to do that yet, but it would be very easy to do. Then I have a get walkable neighbors with directions, which just yields all the relative positions plus the direction that it took from the place where you got there. So there's one that just ignores that data, but there's also stuff that helps there. So, and then there's one that say, okay, I know you want to give me those 4 directions, but here's a list of stuff where you can't go. And this can be walls, for instance. So if you call this one and you specify all the walls or other places that you can't go into, like walls or places that you've already been to or other things that you can't visit according to the rules, it will already prune those for you and just give you the results that you can actually visit according to all the rules that you have. And I have all sorts of combinations and overloads here just to make life very easy for you. And so that's this grid, and I have stuff for printing, and this is grid location, and this is the one that has all the overloads and the operators that I probably want to write for 3D as well. So this lets you combine and do math with things in 2D and in 3D later, and yeah. And then I have the direction, which supports combining multiple directions, but also supports rotating, and yeah. So that is basically some of the stuff. That's besides all the extension stuff that I wrote. And this is all just a library. This is like a tool bag, because once you solve a day, you have to build some tools sometimes to help you solve it. And what I do is try to just make a general version of that and then put it in a way that I can reuse it for other things. So right now I want to have this moving object, but I want to have a constructor here. So I can do public this, and then we specify these here. So this is the default constructor now. And then I do this Come on. Let's make this uppercase, position and velocity. So I can do position is position and velocity is velocity. And these needs to be crossed. Come on, like this. Now I want one, because I have this as a value tuple, that it can construct it from a value tuple as well. So if I do this with a value tuple combined, I can still do position is combined dot position and velocity like this, but I can also do a public static operator. No, and this one will be a moving object. And when I put this in like this, I can do and then I can do combined dot position combined dot velocity, and now I don't have to have this explicit constructor, and now I can just have an operator here. We can just make this an implicit operator like this. So now what I can do is I can make this a list of movable object like this, a moving object. Okay. Doesn't it like this? Okay, I need to explicitly cast it here. It's fine. So now I have my list of moving object, which is a pair of the position and velocity. And Mark Deze, so what do you think about this challenge? So far it seems pretty easy, but that can be famous last words, because I think I can just extrapolate this fairly easily, but so let me see. So public void intersect moving object other. Let me see. So what I said was, for each axis, and this is basically so this would be public void intersect int a int b. Now this one needs to be let me just do it like this. Let me see. So what did I say before? You would have to make sure that you need to know the direction that it will go and if it will ever catch up. Because like for these two, what I said was, okay, you have a higher value going down than this one. It goes down slower, so they should eventually meet. And the difference between those two is 1 each. So at one step they will meet. So I think it would be something like int diff is x position.x minus other.position.x. Okay. So this is the gap that needs to be bridged, and then you have the vdiff is position dot, no, actually velocity.x minus other.velocity.x. And now probably like int steps is diff divided by vdiff, something like this. Let me just think this out. And this one will be, I can just make this a double here. Something like this. Let me do the same for Y and then print out some stuff to see if I'm at least thinking in the right direction. Let's see, you may want to check your real data. Yeah, sure. But I don't think that it would even matter, because this is it doesn't really involve how big the data is, because this will just tell you how many steps it would take to get there, and then you can apply that times the original velocity, and then you will have the position that it intersects. Check the instructions. Okay, so people tell me I'm very wrong. Let me just print this out so that I can get it off of my console.writeline intersect x over. They're not ints. Ah, cool. It still doesn't matter for what I'm trying to do, I think, but... Ah, because they're too long. Yeah. That doesn't matter. I'm still doing the test input. So like changing it out to big int or whatever in the end doesn't really matter. It will just be... the thing is, like, the difference between the two, or like the relative position higher and lower versus the difference in speed, will determine if they will ever collide, and if not. It's like, I think like if one is positive and the other is negative, they will never collide. Something like that. But I will have to see the numbers in action just to visualize it a bit. So bear with me for a second as I get this out of my system for now. Let's see. Agreed, that part doesn't change. Yes. But thanks for trying to help and not make me chase my tail. So now what I want to do is hailstones 0.intersect hailstones 1, like this. Okay, let me cook. Yes. Boom, the input string comma was not in the correct format. I need to split it still. This is a step that I always forget when parsing this, because this needs to be okay, I don't have the split here, so what I can do is just leave it as this and just do the simple split. So I can do that split by, and I do it like this, so that I could also do like a split with trim, but in this case it does exactly what I want, and it will be fine. Boom, okay. So now I have my other here. It has a position and a velocity, it's all nicely parsed out. The difference is 1, and the v difference is -1. So it will close the gap, but I should probably need to know okay, so this means in one step it will get there, which is that was exactly what I said for the data there. What will the other thing be? The difference between is 6, okay, 13 and 19. The v-diff is 2. So these also cross-match. I think these will also intersect in how many steps? 3. Is that true? True? Let me see. Like 13 and 19. This one will go to 14, 14, 18, 15, 17, 16, 16. So yes, okay, so this is correct. Now I need to know actually one that won't work. And I think that one was like 1930, no, which one's? 1913 with 1231. So the 0 with 1, 2, 3. 0 and comparing 0 and 3. So, okay. So my assumptions are if apps positive like diff equals positive not equal diff equals positive steps times minus 1 is amount of steps to take. Right, I think this one rings true at least for these cases. So let's compare the other. So 1 versus 3, and I think. Let me just check here. So this one, it says difference is 7 minus 1. Okay. And this one says it's 7 steps. Yes. So this one will intersect in 7 steps. Let me see, which one was this? The x was 12 and my x was 19. And then we have minus 2 and minus 1. Yes, so these one will intersect in 7 steps. So this one is good. So then I assume this one won't. So this is minus 18. This one is 3. Okay. So this one will also intersect, right, in 6 steps, but that one will be out of the range or something. Let me see. We'll cross outside. Okay. In the past, never. This one is what I want to see. Never intersect. 18 and 20. Which one is this? 18 and 20. 20. Which one? 18, 19, and 20, 25. 18, 19, and 20, 25. So 1 versus 2. Let's do those. 1 versus 2. Okay. Bum, 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 bum. Minus 2, 1. So this one will intersect. This one will be minus 6 and 1. Okay. That is interesting. Did I get the correct ones? These two. I can clearly see X will intersect because this one is above it but will go down faster. So these one will meet. And this one as well. Why does it say it will never intersect? Am I crazy? 18, 19 and 20, 25. Paths are parallel, they will never intersect. I don't understand. This is not true. Unless it's not XYZ. Am I crazy? XYZ, XYZ. You can plot this. So this one becomes 17, this one becomes 18. This one becomes 16, this one becomes 16. X intersects. 1823, 1721, 1619, 1517, 1416. Please read carefully, okay? I don't understand. Let me see. No, I don't see the issue. Because this one, if you just plot them, they will both intersect. X will intersect and... But is it at the same... Do they need to intersect at the same time? Let me see. Was that the issue, that all of them... Okay, let me do something else. Console.writeLine. So this one I need to have a toString override toString. For now we will just print the position toString. This one already has an override to just give those coordinates, so I will do this versus other, like this. And now we can do var combinations is hailstones that get permutations to allow dupes false for each var combo in combinations. Combo like this. Sure. So we do B. Okay, dot intersect B. Sure. Let's see. And I should probably also point out at what point that they would intersect. I can just add that. Because I can do let me see. Double X, Y. Okay, now I need to do, let me see, this dot position dot x plus this dot position, no, this dot velocity dot x times x. And I need to round, let's do math.seal and then cast this back to int here. Something like this. Why doesn't it like this? Okay, I don't understand. Let me see. Var cross x is this. Okay, fine. Like this. Do the same for y. I'm going to spend this whole year going over past puzzles and try to learn algorithms and data structures so I can get better at C#. That is always a great idea. You can learn a lot from this. No, I don't need to do that here. This is my multiplication here. This one is y. Because this one will be a negative number, and I think this is what I want. Let me dump this out and see what it gives me. And compare this to roughly what we have here. So yeah, it's ceiling, so it will be off by a bit, but it's fine. Well, oh wow, negative infinite. I wonder what happened here. I will have to check that one out. This is funny to me. I need to check out what happens there. Let me see, 1913. Makes sense if they are parallel. Well, yes, but they aren't in this case, I think. Like the 19 versus 20 is this one. And they say, no, it should be just fine. And the y is correct, but the x is doing something weird. So, so it's 19, 20. What was the velocity for this one? The x velocity is 2. Actually, I can just step through it and see it. So it would be like here, okay. So the first one makes sense, 17 and 16, somewhat. Now we have this one. So velocity is 2, x is infinity. Aha. So it says this one intersects with infinity. Okay, let me just check. Set next statement. Step into. So the difference is 1 and the v difference 2 and 2. Okay, so these will never. Wait, is this correct? $20.25. Let's see. The 2025. Yes, these will never. How come the x will intersect there? I'm missing something here. Because they move at the same speed. They will never intersect. They will always be parallel. What am I missing here? Because if these two values are the same way, they can never intersect. What am I missing here? This is weird. Let me read it again. Position and velocity of a single hailstone. Velocities are constant and indicate exactly how each hailstone will move in 1 nanosecond. Each line, yes. You need to reread. Yes, I will. The hailstone specified by this has an initial position of x, y, and z. x1, y is okay. After 1 nanosecond, it would be there. Yes. Perhaps you won't have to do anything. To estimate this, consider only the x and y axis. Ignore the z axis, looking forward in time. How many of the hailstone paths will intersect within the test area? Intersection that will happen with X and Y position and at least 7 and most 27 in your actual data. You need to check. Yeah, nothing here that I know, but it's also not an intersection. They say here that it will intersect. Is it just one of the axes? I mean, if it's just one of the axes, then okay. Then it's fine. Let's see, they actually don't move at the same speed. Speed is length of vector, in your case length 2 minus 2. No, it's minus 2 for both of them here. The x is the same, minus 2 and minus 2. So you need to intersect in xy, not only in x or y. That makes sense. Yeah, I'm an idiot. Because they will go... No, wait. Yes, only one of the axes actually has to cross at one point. Right? Boom. Let's see. We have one that has just like a... for this one, we have one that starts at 19 and it goes up slightly. And we have one that starts here and it goes down. So yes, sure, okay. It's only one axis that needs to cross for this to happen. Right? Am I crazy? Because their x will always be at the same point, but the y makes it cross, so that is fine. I have to think about this. Okay. These are in parallel, okay. So this one gets smaller, but this one gets smaller faster. You shouldn't, but okay, let me see. If you want to step your line, you should go with xy is x plus vx. Y plus vy, then your line will traverse in proper direction at proper speed, ignoring integers for a moment, which I believe. Smap says it doesn't matter if they are moving at the same rate because they don't have to actually collide, just pass the same point. Yes. My idea was that basically if you... Okay, let me just do this then. What if I would... Let me do something else. So let's say we move them like 1,000 places. So let's do var a is this dot position times this dot velocity times 1,000, right? Actually just plus this one. And I do the same for B. I just wonder if their relative values cross, if that would be enough to know that they have crossed somewhere. And I first need to actually, don't I have this implemented? Location 3D. It needs to click in my head. So sorry if you think I'm doing something stupid right now. I just need to experiment a bit and make things click in my head right now. Boom. But there's a sentence in instruction that SMAP refers to whether they also talk about forgetting the z-axis. Okay, I will go back and check again. But and let me also just implement this for this one. You may want to know that, yes. No, that won't work here. Let me just do int null. Okay, let's do this times like this. Okay, so those are my extra operators. So let's completely forget about this and then do kind of just want to see this now. Boom. And I probably shouldn't have gone. It's like 20 should have been enough here. Let's not be too extreme. Didn't I have an override for toString here? Not needed for part 1 though, I haven't done part 2 yet. Okay. Let's see. I thought I had an override to string. Oh, this is for location 3D. Never mind. I just need to make sure that I implement the override to string for that one. Okay. Okay, I did something wrong. This needs to be other. So this was above, now this one is below, this one was below, now this one is above, okay. Above, below, below, above, so something tells me that these ones should cross. What was the one that we didn't get? This one. Let me see. 18, 19, 20, 25. 18, 19, 20. Where's the one that I'm looking for? 18, 19, 20, 25. Does it even, is it even, oh, here it is. Okay. This one. Okay. So this is lower, higher. lower, higher. Let me see. These both start out lower than each other. And now this one is higher and this one is higher. So shouldn't that mean that they crossed? Yeah, I really don't understand this one. Because this one tells me that they should go towards each other. For both of them, so I really just don't understand this one. Integers are real numbers, and if integers did give you the proper result, I wonder, because I always try to go for real numbers, didn't even try integers or longs. Okay. Because, like, if I would plot these two out, let me just do this. Okay. In P1. I need to see it for myself because it doesn't click in my head. So if I do movable moving object var a is new this, and we have this one. Well, I can just take this from the list actually. 1819 is the first one here. Let's see. This one is hailstones 1, and I need to make this global here. Like this. Oh. Okay, hailstones 1, B equals the 2025, let's see, 2025, 012, yes, okay. For the intersection I have precise errors, I had to change type, okay. So Smap and Amarth, they are talking about it amongst themselves because while I figure this out, which I appreciate because I'm having some real trouble. So for int I is 0, I smaller than 20, increment I. Let's do var PA is a.position. Yes, okay. PA is PA plus P.velocity. A.velocity. Same for PB, like this. So we can do console.writeLine. Come on, one more quote, this, and I can do A.position versus B.position. And I can just do PA in this case, so that it will be a copy-paste job here, PB. This bool x lower, y lower. We do is PA dot x smaller than pb dot x. pa dot y is smaller than pb dot y. Okay. This, so we can do like this, okay, and then we do somewhat similar to this. But we take the local and then we change if anything changes. Okay. X lower not equals LX lower. And this one is Y lower not equals to LY lower, like this. And then we do X lower is LX lower, like this. Okay, let me run this. Okay. So here the X intersects and here the Y intersects. So why do they tell me it's in parallel? Okay. Bool X flipped is false, Y flipped is false. Pom, 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 pom. Void debug, and this one will be moving object A, moving object B. Okay, like this. Let me see. What? Ah, okay. Debug movable object. Okay, like this. So this one should still be the same, except it exits after both have flipped once. Wait, what? Okay. Ah. Do 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 do. So now it should run until both have flipped at least once. Okay, fine. So if I now do this for every one of them, let me see if I can make sense of this in the way that they do it. Sorry for all the debug printing, but I'm just trying to figure this stuff out in my head and make sense of it. Let's see. Let's align this with this and see if I can make sense of it. Let's see. 1913 versus 1822. This is the same, yeah, right? Actually, they are equal here, so that should be fine as well. So I should probably check for equality here too. Let me see. So here is that one. Nothing, 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 and then here. Why doesn't this recognize as Y flip here? Because they are the same. That's interesting. That's interesting to me. Never mind. It depends on where it came from, because they were already lower. Okay, so this is not ideal to detect it, because depending on whether they started out higher or not, this should be the other way around, but fine. It's detecting the crossover that it at least happens. So for this one, it never. Let's see. So 1913, 2025. For this one, it never happens. Okay. So that is the one that I didn't see, right? Yes. 18. No. This is a different one. Let's hit that button. Let's see, Sanko Suffer says, enjoy the stream, time to go, have a great Christmas. Let's hit that button. Yeah, okay, thank you for joining me. But it's clear that I just don't understand the problem here, and I'm going in the wrong way. Let's see. So the X one will never flip here, and that was the thing that we had before. But the Y intersects here. So my issue is, let me see this. Because this one is based solely off of the Y, right? The Y crosses, so it's fine, because the X will stay in the same same way. Is that the reason why? Because these ones are stable, going at the same pace, that the intersection is fine. Because for this one, it says they are parallel, and I can't wrap my hand around this one. Because if I simulate this one, it will cross. And for me, basically, if I draw this as a line, like I start here, and I draw it up to x times this, and I do the same for these, if I look at how they started relative to each other, like this one started lower as this one. So if in the end this one is higher than this one, it crossed, and the same for this. But they won't cross, they move in the same direction. Just second one more than double the speed. But yeah, and that's the issue that I'm having. Like, how come? So yes, I know this one goes to the right. Ah, wait. Is it because this is a combined number? And this is a combined number, so they will move in. Ah, now I understand. I think. Because every step they will move up one, like. Okay, I think I got it. Yeah, I think I got it. So you have this one here and this one takes one step like this, like up one, and this one does up two, and this one does blah. So they will never. Okay, sorry that it took me this long to figure out. Jesus. Okay. So I need to change this into like a 360-degree value to have like the rate, and then see like if they are relative, and then you need to know like how, if they come towards each other or not. And that is again relative to if these are above or below each other, to see if they will ever cross. X, Y to, is it radians? Converted to degrees is easy, okay. Let me just yoink this one for now. I think a lot of game developers, yeah, but I'm not a real game developer. I've done some small things, but yeah. Let's see. Game dev as well. Yeah, I know, but I should have. This shouldn't have taken this long to figure out. But public void. Let me just as radians. Okay. Let me just put this here and slowly. Let me see. Wait, what are they talking about with X2 and Y2? Let me. No, that's not it. Get a delta X. Okay, I already have like these deltas here. Yes. So also I already have the delta X and Y. So then they say it's math.aton in radians. Okay, you can convert it to degrees as easily as this. Okay. Let me just do. like this. Let me see. Or lowercase. This one is not the design. Okay, like this. Let me credit the source in this case. Boom, 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 boom. Boom. Let me see. So now what I want to do is this at the velocity that adds degrees. Other like this. We don't care about all of this anymore. We don't need to do this one anymore. Let me run this. Okay, what is the error? Let me see. So if they are equal, if they're equal, it will never work. Or more precisely, 3D or AI developers, those who deal with intersections in worlds, say resource optimization, don't know about this stuff. Yes. Yes. So now I need to figure out. There's actually a lot of specialization with even small size, within even a small size game studio. Yeah, I can imagine. And even like if you... Game dev is like one of the hardest things to do, and there are like 20 hats that you have to wear if you're doing solo dev. But there's also like various types of games where you never get into contact with this at all. So let me see. Now I need to turn this into knowing whether or not they will intersect. And now I have to... Let me think. So this one is like going down, this one is going up more. Okay, so the easiest case is when they are the same, they will never hit. Now for this one, I need to know like this is actually the relative angle towards each other that they will make, and then I need to determine if that is enough to get to the other side. Let's see. Right, says that's also true. Indies who actually make something that is not an asset flip have very broad knowledge. Yeah. And are you familiar with thin matrix? Just as a small tangent while my memory processes things. If you're not, I would really recommend checking him out. he has like I think his Equinox playlist is very, very good. Basically, he develops this game from scratch with just the lightweight Java game library, and he does all the heavy lifting himself. And it's really cool to see him figure this out over the span of multiple years. And he showcases it very well. If you're not familiar with this is epic. This spans years of work, and it goes into detail with note taking, and the cinematography in here is also very good. I have watched every one of these on my other profile. This is like my business profile, and I also have one that's like I have YouTube Premium on, so that I don't get ads. But yeah, this is one of the only thing is you need to reverse it. But it's an amazing creator and developer, and can't recommend it enough. So yeah, back to the drawing board. This one will be in parallel. We can take this one away for now. So let's see. The thing that I need to do now is the relative angle that it takes, and then determine if that's enough for them to meet. Because there's only one in parallel, right? This one parallel. This is interesting. Path crossed in the past for hailstone B, and this is for both hailstones. What? So like, how can the path be crossed for one but not the other? That's an interesting way of writing this that I don't understand yet. Let me see. Two hailstone future paths cross inside the boundaries of the test area. However, you'll need to search a mark line. Yeah, okay, I've done that. 1231. Let me see. Versus 2019. Crossed in the past. Luke says, isn't the solution to get the start XY and end XY for each hailstone and where they overlap, where there's overlap, they, how do you write this? For each hailstone and where there is overlap, they intersected. Yeah, I tried to do that, but I got tripped up in my mind. And it actually doesn't work exactly like that for me. Because I tried printing that out all before, and it mixed me up. Because for some reason I was like... Because I did that, right? Let me see. I deleted all that code, which is nice. Let me see. Like if I turn this back on, I think I actually did that. Like here. Like the X crosses here and then the Y crosses here, but it's not, they never cross. So it doesn't work like that. Even if I step through it, That was the thing that was throwing me off. Like. Let me think. What was actually the thing that we need to submit? Considering only X and Y axis check all pairs, hailstone future, how many of these intersections occur within the test set? Okay, sure. Smap says that was my approach. Okay, so I'm misunderstanding something. Because I actually think that I did like the stepping through here. Like for this case here, I do the stepping here a few times, and based off of these numbers, it looks to me like they crossed, but they haven't, so I might be doing something wrong. Nick, want some hint? Always. Because to me, what I think I need to do is look at how the angles of the movement that they do, and then look if they will meet each other. And then, see, the hailstones themselves don't have to collide, just test for intersections between the paths. Yes, I know. But when I print this out here, this is what I'm doing, and when I check, I can see both X and Y axis crossed, which makes me think, okay, they collided, so there is something wrong. Don't care about time. I don't see it. Because this is exactly what I do here, like take 20 into the future, right? Let me turn off this one here. Do I even print A and B anymore? Like here. Let me print this out here. Maybe I was looking at the wrong thing here. And now I have the issue where Visual Studio won't start again. Sometimes if you kill the process, it will just not do anything. Ah, there it is. Let's see. Where's the case where they are the same here? Okay, so here we have the example, this one here. So lower, higher, higher, lower. So X crossed, and this one, lower, higher, higher, lower. So if I look at these numbers, they make me think like they crossed. So what is wrong with my assumption here? Just looking at this, taking 20 steps from this to this and this to this. Why do these numbers make it look to me like they crossed? Well, in fact, they would have moved in parallel all the time. Let's see, all you need to do is to check if path A that is to be traced by any hail will intersect with any other regardless of how long it would take. It's intersection only, not collisions. Yes, I know. I can understand, but that's why I say, like, I have to look at the relative distance with these radians and then determine which way they would bend towards each other, if this is away from each other or to each other, to know if they will ever meet. And so I think that is like this radius compared to the relative distance here. And I wonder if I can do like the difference between these two as another offset. Let me see. If I do this dot position minus other dot position like this as degrees. Okay, so let's say console, console dot right line relative angle would be this, moving direction would be this, and then we subtract these two from each other. Something like this. Let's take these ones away. Probably need to have to, let's see. But you do check them with steps, meaning they can miss each other, even if paths they traced actually did intercept. I don't know if I explained this right, but when you step in time, they can miss. If you don't care about time and check the whole path at once, they can't miss. So that is where my directions thing comes from. Like, if I know the angles at where they start and how they move, I can do that. And I don't need the difference, I need both of them as well. I should probably just round this to make it easier to read. One decimal here, just for easier reading. So let me see. They are at, this is the relative distance towards each other. Do I know enough now to make this work? Now, everything that I need to know would be based off of these two, right? Let's say, if I have 19, 13, so that would be here, and I have 18, 19, so that one would be here. Then I have one, this one goes into this angle, basically, and this one goes something like this, right? This is all that I need to know. But how can I determine this in every direction to make sure that I calculate it properly? Let's see. Think of it as both fire a laser towards their respective fronts and they don't have to move. They just need to check if those lasers... Yeah, I know exactly. In my head, I know what to do. I just need to figure out how to actually do it. So like this drawing that I made, this is exactly what I need to do, right? Do you agree? Like these are the points. They shoot a ray and you need to know if they will intersect. Boom. Because this one relative to this one should be at... I calculate this as 170 degrees. That's a bit weird. This one, okay, this one to this one is 170 degrees, sure. But does that even matter? Like it matters where they are relative to each other, and then we need to know, because if this one was above it, they would never, because they would shoot away from each other. So how can I determine this stuff? Let me think. Is it like that the difference has to be less than 90 degrees or something? No, because if they were inverted, they would still shoot away from each other. It's so annoying. It is so annoying. Like in my mind, all these numbers together should have the answer for me. I'm just trying to figure out how to put them together. Let's see, let me add the inverse there as well. Boom, 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 boom. Keep needing to think about this one. Because like based on this one, I know that my other target is up here. Is this basically it? That I need to make sure that the triangle between this one let me think. How do I do that? Is it like the absolute of these two and the absolute of the smallest of these two? No. I want to see an answer, but it doesn't mean that the answer is there. Okay. Yeah, you mean like, okay, basically it can also be like this and like this. I'll keep quiet because I can't actually think of saying more without just telling you how to solve it. If you want to tell me, just say it, okay. Like something to me tells me that like if this difference is less than 90 degrees, they will shoot in a direction that will converge, right? Like the absolute difference between those, if that's less than 90, it will meet, and if it's bigger than that, it won't meet. So is that true? So that would be, let me just compare, let me see if I can see something like this. But I need to take into account this one as well, like the relative distance. But doesn't even matter, like if two rays are shot from anywhere, if they are at less than 90-degree angle, they will always meet, right? Irrespective of where they are. Am I crazy? No, that's not true, because if they are below each other, that doesn't work. Like the relative position does matter. Like if they do the same, but the positions are inversed, the angle between them is less than 90 degrees, but this is so annoying. So this one also takes into account like if it needs to be higher or lower. Let me see, 1819, this one, they say it will cross, which is fine. Then the 1925, it will also cross, which is also fine, except my values are inverted here. Unless lines are parallel or orthogonal, they will always meet. Yeah, but they might meet in the past. The thing is, I need to know if it's in front or not, and where. Parallel are obvious, but orthogonal are also important. Infinite solutions are no solutions. Orthogonal, is that like at a 90-degree angle of each other, or what do you mean? No, which parallel lines will never meet even in the past. Yes. What is orthogonal? I don't even, I'm not sure I know. Across outside the test area. So 1913 versus 1230. Both lines are actually the same line, same start, same direction. Okay. Okay, so that is what I got with the same line, same direction. Okay. So just like a different offset and they will move in the same direction. Yeah, sure. But that one will be solved with if the angles are the same. Let's see. What was I checking? 1930 versus 1231. It will cross outside the area. So the angle is exactly 90 degrees. But the difference is exactly 90 degrees. So that will be a very long way before they actually meet at some point. So this one will never meet that, I know that one. Ah, and also like now I know the AB thing. Because depending on which side they're looking at, but oh yeah, so A, the past for A, but in the future for B, like, okay. Or within range or whatever. It would be like if one of these were crossed. I'm starting to understand it a bit more, but the parallel one, I can figure that one out, but can I figure out these intersections here? But I still can't figure out I'm having a real hard time with this. Because I should probably determine if the ray that, or the way that we're moving, if it's even going towards the target. Let me see, this one is that will be further to this case. So like if I would visualize this one, it would be like similar to here and here. And then misspelled direction here as well. Oh, no, let me see. Not that that is the issue, but it's just not clicking enough for me. It's such a pain. If you think you can give another hint that will help me, I'll happily take it. Because I'm trying to figure this out by staring at it and it's just not working for me. Okay, let me ask you this. What is the ultimate thing you want to find? The intersection of two lines, right? Yes. The intersection and where? So you need two lines in the first place. Yes. And I mean, I already have that. I can extrapolate that. Like I can, this is basically what I did here. Just use the position with the velocity times that and it will give me the other end of the line. So that's not the issue right now. So what I could do, like, if I want to have the 7 to 27 range. So how would you describe an infinite line? One way would be with 2 points that the line intersects. Luke says, now I'm starting Visual Studio 2. Nice, I'm getting him frustrated enough to join. He's like, I can do this in my sleep. Let me show you how. So an infinite line, I would just say like an xy and a degree, and then you'd have your infinite line in all directions. And that is also what I was like. So you have those 2 points. Yes. But I think I already have all that data, so I'm not sure where you're trying to go at. But what I can do now is, or what I could do is do the 7 and 27 thing, but I don't see how that gives me more info. Let's see. Let's see. One is your xy, the other is x plus velocity x. Yes. Those 2 points will define a line. Yes. To infinite lines, you need to intersect those. Yes. I'm still not sure what you're trying to say. But only one velocity? Not sure what you're trying to say there. Because like I already done this, right? I have the offset plus this and 2 points. No need to extrapolate in time. But what are you trying to say with those 2 points? Because like I can draw the lines as far as I want to go, but that doesn't help me right now. Which is that is exactly my issue, that I don't understand how to move away from this. Because this is my location, this is the other location, this is the relative for one step, so I can determine the angle and I can just, or add time, because this one, these are interpretations in time. By taking the point and the offset in velocity, you will have your line. We have that already. And that was also what I was like drawing before, like stepping through it. Now having 2 points, these define a line, and you have another line from another hill. You need to find the intersection and remember that lines have no start or end and are infinite. Yes, that's this drawing. This is one hill thing, this is another hill thing. These are the infinite lines. So don't think about start points, those are just definition points. Yes. Sure. But we already had this, but it's not letting me move forward because I still have issues taking this data and visualizing or calculating this. Because this is like, this is A, this is B, and this is the velocity. But you still think about distance from 2 hills, don't. yeah, I appreciate that you're trying to help me, but I don't know what you're trying to say it. So maybe you just need to completely spell it out. Because I'm not understanding what you're trying to say, I'm afraid. Because what you're talking about, well, you know this line and this line, yes? And the line is basically the angle. Okay, you need to look for an infinite line intersection. There is math to do it. Relative simple algebra. Okay. Intersection of infinite lines. Does not deal with angles directly, but does use cross product of two lines, that is indirect angle of two lines. Okay. Given 2 points on each line, first we can consider the intersection of two lines L1 and L2 in two-dimensional space, with L1 being defined by two distinct points. Okay, and L2 being defined by two distinct points. The intersection can be defined using determinants. Okay. So does this assume that these are enough that you... Yeah, and the problem is that I don't even know how to read this stuff. So that's a bit of an issue there. Same plane, sure. Intersection P can be... Okay. So when they're together like this, does that mean that you multiply them? So this times this minus this times this. Yes, multiply. So, okay, no, this is a different one. Okay, but it's like there are so many steps here, and give it two line equations: x, y, coordinate of point in the same two non-vertical lines. Okay. So I mean, I think I can. So this is x1 times y2 minus xy, y1 minus times x2, and these two are then multiplied by each other, right? And remember to compute denominator first. If it's 0 lines are parallel for orthogonal, you do not want that solution. There is no intersection point then. Okay. But wouldn't orthogonal also be like the same angle twice, so it would be 0 for the difference here? Okay. I'm not sure if this will get me where I need to go, but so let me see. This one would be x1 times y2 like this minus x3. No, am I reading correctly? No. minus y1 times y2, and then this one times the other one. Orthogonals are also 0 degrees or 180 as defined in opposite direction. Yes, okay. This is a lot of writing. Let me see. And this one would be x3 minus x4. So this, when these are two next to each other here, is this a multiplication or a plus or? Let me see. X1 minus x2. I just read that as times usually, but I'm not sure. This would be x3 times y4. So you just put your coordinates into that equation and call it a day. Well, let's first see what this spits out. I'm not there yet. Where was I? This one minus. Yes, if there's no operator, multiplication is implicit. Yes. So this is y3 times x4. This is such a pain. But okay. And I probably need to do it like this as well. All the wrappings divided by x1 minus x2 times y3 minus y4, and this one minus and this is just one side, Jesus, y1 minus y2 times x3 minus x4. Okay, something like this. Need to wrap that as well because this one needs to be wrapped, all the wrappings. And how does the other one differ? It's all the same except here you do y's except for, okay. Let me see. X1, Y2, Y1, oh. X2. Let me see. Remember, your second part can be 0. Okay. And what do you mean by second part? This one? So, and you shouldn't divide by 0. Let me see. So this is y3 and y4. This then becomes y1 and y2. And this is still xy, y4. Okay, so those are the same. And then you do x1, 2. These are the same. Okay, so this one is the same as this one. Let's see. You may have divided by, yes. 0 and no intersections. Okay. Okay. Let's just plug this in here. Public int x. Let's make this a grid location. This can be floats, doubles, whatever. Let's do double x, double y, like this. Intersect. Int x1, int x2, int x3, int x4, int y1, int y2, int y3, int y4. Okay. Like this. If div is 0, return would 0, 0 be a valid number? Okay. Use doubles for everything. No need for coordinates themselves, but doesn't hurt. Okay. So we do var x is this. It's just the statement part. It's not done yet. Return x divided by div, comma y divided by div, something like this. And I need to make sure that I do this as a double here to make sure it doesn't become a fraction thing. Let's see, 0, 0 is valid, need to add additional flag, okay. Bool valid, okay, false, true, like this. Now I'm very curious. And for this I can actually give the range of 27 and because they want to know if it happens within that range. Pass parameters as double as well. Why? It doesn't matter here yet because there's no division here at all. It's just minus and multiplication, so it only becomes important once you do the division here. So there's no need to pass it in there yet. And I may have read wrong, but your x and y expression look like one and the same. No, here. These middle parts here are the differences. Like if you look at, and that is if the Wikipedia is correct, like they are the same. The only difference is this part, these two sections. The rest is everything the same. Boom, boom. So I think they have like, this one was 7 to 27 or something, right? 727. Okay, so the points that I could take is var a7 is position plus velocity times 7. This will be my sample start. A27 is this. We do the same for B. Doesn't really matter, but other. All that writing, and now it will fail, and I'll probably never to be seen it. No, it'll be fine. Let me see. So now, how do I call this? Let me see, x1 and x2. x1, y1. Okay, so 1 and 2 are one pair, and then 3 and 4 are the other. Okay. Okay. Fine. So var, come on. Var intersect is intersect. No. This one. No. I have an overload. Okay, it's fine. So a7.x, a27.x, then b7.x followed by b27.x, and then we get the same for y for these pairs. So this is y, 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 y. Okay. Sure. Let's see what this spits out. Wall of text from me, pass coordinates from the hill itself, not... what do you mean? From the hill itself, not 7, okay. But you need to have 2 points, so I might as well take a line. Just position and position plus velocity. Does it really matter then? It shouldn't matter, right? If it's like close by, a long way. True, 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 false, true, 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 true. Okay. So, yes, no. Interesting, because this one is smaller than 7. Let me see. $19 versus 18. Where's that one? 19. Ah, here. 19 versus 18. 40.33, 15.33. Okay. Then 11, 6. Okay. 6 to 19. Okay. Something is off. Because of this one, you mean the 1930 versus 2019. Ah, no. Okay. Yeah. This one. I think this one. How come this one is returned? This one is outside the range. 6 and 5. No, this will not tell you if it's in the past, it will just tell you the point. Okay. Well, at least that's something. Now you need to test if the intersection is in direction away from hill moving. Okay. It was interesting to see that worked and I didn't make a typo. Pass will cross outside the test area. 6 and 5, sure. So like the test area is fine. but I need to know which direction it is facing. And for that, could that be my 90-degree thing? Okay, let me see. So now you have your hill position. If sign of hill of pos plus velocity is sign of pos plus intersection, it's a good point. Okay. The sign of position, the sign of the same as opposites to move direction, so it's in the past. Okay, let me check what you mean here. Because the sign is always positive in these cases, right? Because it's always positive numbers and it will go down, but it will always be positive there. But you're saying, where's my code? Wait, I can actually check. Yeah, if this one is in the direction of that. Like this one is above our starting point, but it was going down. I think that's what you're trying to say, right? Try to draw your drawing point, the direction. Yeah. So what I'm saying is, if this intersection is higher than where we started and it's going in the opposite way, then it will be in the past, right? Because this one can only go down to be in the current. And this one is in the, know what I mean? Like this x coordinate cannot happen in the future. This one has to have happened in the past because it's 19 and going down. Same for here, it's 18 and going down. So you can never have 19 in the future. For these cases, not so much. Let me see. Oh, but they are outside of the area, right? What did it say for that one? 20, 25, 12, 31. It's the velocity thing. Like the velocity is negative for x. Ah, you mean if you subtract this one from this one, you will get a velocity there as well. Yeah, sure. They need to match. I understand what you're saying. Let me see this case. 2025 versus 12. Where is that one? This one. Ah, outside test area. Sure. So this one is fine, but outside the test area. This one is good for this one, but not for this one, because this one will have been in the past for the second one. So if you go 2025 with 2019, yes, for the other one, it will be in the past. I got it. So it will be fine for the first one, because this one is below, but for the y, it would be in the past for this one. So it's in the future for this one, but in the past for this one. Okay, getting there. So let's see. How do I do this? So this one would be a dot velocity dot no. Let's take intersect if intersect. Intersect velocity is intersect, come on, dot x minus position dot x, like this. Is there something called sign here? No, I can just do larger than 0 for positive. Bool in past is not equal to velocity dot x larger than equal, something like this. Math dot sign, sure, okay. This one also works. And then we can do the good thing is I already also have my test values here, so it's not only just to have two values to pass to the intersect. I also have my oh no, that's not true. I'm talking out of my behind. I just need to compare against these. So bool is valid is in past. Yes, you're right. Or velocity x y like this, and then we do this case here. Thanks for catching that. But in 2D x may be enough actually. Well, let's be proper. Bool valid value range is intersect dot x larger equal to min and intersect dot y larger smaller than max. And for the next one there will be two distinct values, I think. And intersect x larger equal the y, I mean this one needs to be x, y larger than min and intersect dot y smaller than max. Okay. Let me see. Like this. In past, in range, valid value range, valid like this. Okay. Whew. Okay, true, true, false, 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 true. Okay. Let me see. Which one did it say true? 2025 to 2019. Okay, interesting. I should print out the intersection values actually. Let's run this again. I only compared one, I think. I didn't compare it to the other. Does it matter? I might have to check this one against the other as well. Check pass for one hill, not the other. Yes. Let's see. This one. Yes, okay. Two. Let me see. Oh, let's not do that. Boom. Okay. So this one becomes intersect velocity a x a y. Okay. Then we do this and we make this one b other. B in past. Okay. Getting there. I would have never been able to do this myself, by the way. This is way out of my wheelhouse. Okay. So now we're getting somewhere. Whew. Let's see. What was it actually asking us? So 2 hill suns path. Okay. How many of these intersections occur within the test area? Okay. So this one is answer P1 test is 2. Oh, and I do all of this where I shouldn't probably. Where is my logic here? Where do I call this? So this is fine, but I need to do it in part A, like this. Okay. And what does this one return? Probably a whole bunch of stuff. So let's give me some data here. One more thing. Yes, I need to increase my numbers for when I do this and make a bunch of things. But I first need to restructure this and make it type. You test for each combination, one intersection between A and B. Yeah, true. That's the whole permutation thing, I think. No, I don't, right? No, it's actually fine. No, these are all the unique combinations. I don't do double. There are no dupes here, right? See, these are all the unique combinations already. 19 versus 18, 19, 20, 19, 12, 19, 20, which is the other one. So there's no 18 versus 19 again in here. It's already unique permutations. That's the permutations code that I have. Let me think. I want a return type for this. I could just make it a value tuple for now. Value tuples for the win. So what I want to return is bool intersects. Then we want to have bool A in past, bool B in past, bool invalid range, and then we do double X double Y, something like this. And then we do a long min, long max, like this. And now I need to add support for bigger numbers there. It's fine. I should probably make this like a number 3D thing. No, I can't. Oh, am I really going to do this? This will be a pain. Okay, so now we get T, 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 and this will be in T.1. Dun, 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 dun. Like this. List of tea. Sounds like you like some tea. Yeah, I love some. Bum, bum, ba-dum, bum. Why is it complaining to me now? Okay. This is annoying. Because this means that I can't do this anymore. Because I have no generic parser for that type. Okay. T. Like this. Like this. Should have probably done this right at the start, but yeah. Like this. This is also fine. Is there a t.apps? Yes, there is. Oh my god. Love it. Love it. Getting there, getting there. Okay. Okay. Are we there yet? Are we there yet? T.appon to no. Too bad. Can't do it with Apparently there's something like this. Parsable T self parse string I form a public static abstract. Self parse. I'm not sure which would means you can parse on T. How would that work? Parsable T cells. The issue here is that iParsable, I use it in everything. Okay, but the thing is, for a generic implementation like this, where you don't know the type, you would have to specify one or something. I just need to get this away here. I put this in extensions. What do I want my input type to be here? Let's just do long X, long Y for now. That only parses from strings though. Okay, I will have to check back to it. Let me think. I wanted to do a whole lot of work. Where was I going with this? I need to return this type. Oh yeah, velocity now needs to become a velocity of long in this case. Yeah, this is fine. What's the issue? Not all code paths return. Okay, sure. Nice. Oh yeah, now I can't do this. This was the whole iParsable thing. This one needs to be as int 64s. Let me see. Oh, that one doesn't return a list yet. What's the issue now? Okay, something is complaining. Split by yes, as int. What does the int64s does not like? Let me see. As int64s. No. It expects an array already. Okay, fine. So I need to do day 24. Where is my code? Like this. I should create parity in features there, but like this. Now it's all cast. Boom, 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 boom. Check Discord posted code that works for generic parsing. Okay, let me pull that up. Oh, let's see. Test num t, where t is parse test t.parse input provider null. Ah, okay. Nice. So t has a parse. I was just looking at like this location 3D. I have a version in here. Let me see if I can translate this. Because this won't work here. So I can do select x t.parse x to list, and then I can do can basically do this one. What does it say? Oh yeah. Like this. Like this. Right. Okay, this is fine. Thank you. So I can't use my built-ins, but this one works just as. And now I have feature parity again. So yeah, thanks. Let's see. Didn't know it works like that, but apparently it does. Yes, nice. It's not generic parsing, but it just falls back to the parse of that numeric type. So here I need to return intersect let's say bool valid. Let's start with that. Bool is valid. This. It's getting quite late now that I notice it. I should probably wrap things up fairly soon because, as I said, my wife is not well and the kids are at home with her, so I should probably try to wrap this up. So let me see. I will go for another few minutes and then I think I will end it just to check up on home. Let's see. This one would be is valid, then intersect dot valid. Why does this not do anything? Is the compiler dying here? Let's see. A in past, B in past, valid value range, and then intersect dot x, intersect dot y. And there's so much code to clean up here. And for this one, I can do return false. Not really, but basically. False. 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 0,0. Something like this. Okay. Ah, that was what it was complaining about. From long to int. Yes, this code also needs to be. This one could be T, where T I numeric I num T. Oh no, then you can't do the double thing there because it would mess up. I can't do that. I just need to make these either doubles or longs or whatever. Let's see if longs are big enough. Okay. Cannot be inferred from the usage. What? The type could not be inferred from the usage. Ah, my bad. Here. I need to remove that one. Okay. So now I can do for each and do the intersect blah. Takes one argument. Yes, it does. Because there's two of them. 7,27. Okay. If result that is valid, P1. Okay. Okay, that works. So now for the real ranges. Which is fine. Const int const long range min test P1 is 7. Range max test P1 is 27. Range min P1 is this. Range max P1 is this. Okay. Nice. Yes. So this one will be range min test, otherwise range min test, range max P1 test, and otherwise range max P1. Okay. Should still work. Okay. Did it print out a bunch of stuff? Yes, I should probably remove that for now. Like this. Why is it complaining? What's the issue? An object reference for a non-static field. This isn't... What? I don't get it. Oh, wait. Okay, never mind. This is not... This is that record and not part of the actual class. So let's do this. Boom. False. Zero. Great. So now we run into the conclusion that values are probably getting overflown or something. Let's see. Is there an issue with the way that I parse it? maybe. Let me see. Let me get back to my intersect thing. Also, I don't need to do this anymore, or this, or this. Let me see. Does this throw an error? It doesn't. Wait, that's weird. So I can just do this, because I don't need to have, exactly like you said, the min and max. It's fine. Crap, I misunderstood. So it says 0 for me, so I should probably turn off on the debugging here. Okay, it says it's always parallel or orthogonal for all of these, which cannot be the case. Okay. Let me see. So this one says it's 0. No ints or floats anywhere in there. No, it's just two longs. So this one is 0. Oh, do I pass in the same thing twice now or something? Let me see. Okay, wait. So this one, I think this one might be wrong here. So I did position 51. Oh yeah, I do the same. Look, I pass in the same thing here twice. I need to just have the base one and then one with velocity. That's where I messed up. My bad. So yeah. Let's get this gold star and then I'm going home. That looks a lot better. Whew, let's see. It's not right, my answer is too low. Okay. Interesting. Okay, I will drop it here for now because I need to go home and take care of the rest of the family. But this was fun. Ah, nice. I will get back to this probably tomorrow. But yeah, it was fun. And I couldn't have done it without Amarte's help. So thanks for that. And Luke, feel free to add me and send me what you were doing and how you misunderstood. So yeah, this was the stuff that we needed to find the intersection. And I really wouldn't have been able to do this without having to look it up or knowing where to look. So yeah, thanks a lot for that. And yeah, I hope to see you again tomorrow. Bye bye.